So good morning, everybody. Welcome. So I'm going to share just a little bit of what I learned yesterday or thought about. So the pastor was talking a little bit about remember Lot's wife, and I got thinking about her as a mother. So before I go into that, I want to just say the Hebrew meaning of the Hebrew word for mother is Ema, and it means the giver of life, nurturer, and provide or nurturer, caring. She's the one that kind of holds the home together. She gives life spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, you know, everything. A mother is the one that gives life in so many areas. She's so important in her home. And we see that today in the world. The mother is very, very important in the home for keeping the family together and keeping the attitudes right and teaching and training. Fathers are in on that too. That's their job too. But the mother is the one that works with the child the closest and makes a huge impact on their children. So I was thinking about Lot's wife, and I was thinking about their daughters. I think, from what I understand, two of them stayed in the city of Sodom. They were already married. And then two of them went with them when the angels were pulling them out. And if you read the story there in Genesis 19, it's not a very pretty story. Lot's wife, she looked back because she was concerned and worried and really wanting, what's happening to my home. I can kind of sympathize with her just a little bit. A woman's home is her entire world for the most part. She's responsible and she's invested in her home. And I don't know the story. It doesn't say anything about her. But we go on to understand what the daughters did by committing incest with her father, because they're like, well, where are we going to get children? They were more worried about having children than about doing what's right. And so you wonder, what did Lot's wife instill into her daughters? What kind of relationship did Lot's wife even have with God herself? We don't know that. But we know that because of it, her daughters chose wrong and did wrong. And, from those two daughters came the tribes of Moab and Ammon. And those tribes were pagan tribes. They did not worship God, and they were against the Israelites in so many ways, and did not help them and caused trouble for them and all that kind of stuff. And so the question that rose in my mind yesterday was, if Lot's wife would have had a relationship with God and would have pursued doing right, how much different would her posterity be? Her children, her grandchildren, they were raised without God. And you just really wonder, what her life would have been. And then on the other side, in Exodus 6, we meet Jochebed. Jochebed was Moses' mom, and we see how that she stepped out in faith. She was a slave. She had a hard life, but she still stepped out in faith to take care of her children and to do what was right as a mother, to nurture and protect her children. And we see how that God used her children, all three of her children. God used them in such an amazing way to serve his people and to bring his people out of bondage and to teach his people. And God just really used her children. So today, my challenge for myself, and I challenge you all with me, is as mothers, what are we doing to provide and nurture and give life to our family that'll ensure that they're going to pass it on to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation? Okay, so one of the things I thought about, it says, so a mother is a giver of life. And the first verse that came to my mind was in Proverbs 18:21, when it says, life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You know, our words matter. The words we say to our children either build them up or tear them down. And, you know, that lasts a lifetime. And, you know, it says if we do what's right, if we give life-giving words to our children, it says that they shall eat the fruits thereof. Okay, so whether I give, my words are life-giving to my children and I eat the good fruits of giving my children life, or I speak death over them, the negative, the harshness, the constant criticism, and then I will reap the results of that too. Okay, so however I give life or death to my children is what they're going to pick up and carry on throughout the rest of life, and it's going to end up being, you know, thousands of people later on, a couple generations down, that I have influenced as a mom because of whether I speak life or death over my children on a continual basis. What kind of life do I give them? What kind of teaching and tools and training? What are my words to my children? So, moms, I encourage you today, speak life over your children. Make it a habit. Create that habit. Yes, we have to teach them and we have to correct them, but it can be in a life-giving way. So you are the giver of life. So do that for your family in a way that's going to pass on generation after generation in a good way, so that these children have the tools and the life in them that they can do whatever God wants them to do and live a thriving, abundant life. Go be great for God today, mamas.